These on the biggest stories. Catch it Monday through Friday on FS1. Well, the NFL draft is 7 weeks away, and ESPN's Todd McShay put out his latest mock draft this morning. He has Kyler Murray going first to the Cardinals, the other quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, going sixth to the Giants, Mississippi State defensive end Montez Sweat, and Ole Miss receiver DK Metcalf stole the show at the Combine, and they both jumped into the top 10. So, Shannon, what was your takeaway from this newest mock?
After all that talk, a lot of it negative about Kyler Murray, he's still number one.
Yep.
Also, by Todd McShay's latest mock, 6 of the top 10 picks. From what conference, Skip? But I guess they don't play no football in the SEC. But that ain't none of my business. Skip, I'm just threw that out there. Skip, I would be very leery of Metcalf. His injury history and a guy that rolls up the draft board. Now, I don't know how they envision him going into it, but running it as well as he did, lifting as well as he did, and jumping as well as he did. But I know a guy that had a very similar career that rolls up the draft board, and where they have him pegged to go, he went in the very same spot 2 years ago. John Ross. Had some injury history, had the year before, he tore his ACL.
He did.
Ran 4.22, had a great combine, rolls up the draft, Cincinnati. Now it's being reported they're shopping John Ross.
Yeah.
I would always be leery of that. I'm going to watch the tape. Okay. The injury history concerns me. He had a neck issue. He overcame that, had a foot issue as a freshman. So injuries always scare me, especially somebody that big, and the kind of torque that he puts on his body that's going to be required that he put on his body to get in and out of breaks over and over and over again. But the biggest takeaway, Skip, there were some negative things about Kyler Murray but he's still number one. And for most of the mocks that I've seen, he's remained number one.
And he will go number one. I don't want to put words in our man Joel's mouth because he was here, what day was it, Monday? And yet he was with you on DK Metcalf to the point that I'm pretty sure he dropped him more as a second-round pick. And now Todd McShay has him all the way up at 9. 9?
Yeah.
Wow. So he's a top 10 pick. And I have no problem with him being a top 10 pick. For me, I told you before, I think I told Joel on Monday, I love DK Metcalf's bloodlines, his family tree, his heritage. His grandfather and his uncle were game breakers. They were two of the all-timers. And you can't tell me he didn't inherit some of that, just that big play ability. He walks on a field and thinks he's that guy because he can be that guy. And I don't care about all the physique and all this. I did see a lot of him, and when you see the highlights and you see the tape, he's a one-hand catcher. He makes spectacular plays. He burned Alabama on their first offensive play of the game. Just blew right by the corner.
But Skip, there's not that many plays in the playbook that requires you to run a go route or a post pattern. There are more in and out breaks than post and goes.
Okay, he ran all-time poor short drills, like the cone drill or the
short shuttle.
Short shuttle. He was all-time bad in both. So he's not a route runner, and his route tree was simplistic at best at Ole Miss. I'm just telling you, he can be beast mode at receiver. He is a tight end of a receiver at wideout who can run that fast. He can run by people, and he's got weird hands where occasionally he'll drop a ball, but he will make spectacular catches left and right. He will force a defense to honor him. You're going to have to honor him.
Absolutely.
Because he's so big and so fast and so athletic and can catch the ball anywhere it's thrown. Sometimes the ones in the numbers, not so much. But the point is, the Sweat one shocked me because he vaulted all the way up to 5th. And again, I didn't watch that much Mississippi State because they weren't very good. I think they finished 8-5 this year. But then I look at the numbers, and he quietly piled up 12 and a half sacks in the SEC. That's pretty good. The SEC isn't the Big 12 anymore.
Don't do that, Skip.
Right?
Don't do that.
Because the Big 12 just keeps producing the Heisman winners and first overall pick.
All I know is that they keep reducing the most players selected in the NFL draft. That's all I know.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I know, Skip.
Yeah, I kind of.
But I love how you put all his highlights. Where did you see DK Metcalf running, Jenny? No routes. You ain't see nothing about he getting in and out of breaks. No out routes, no in cuts, no digs, no overs. Well, that's going to require a lot. I'm not surprised about Sweat, Skip, because you play Sweet. You play in this conference and you put up those numbers. Okay, now people want to say, well, dang, he looked quick. Combine confirmed what they saw on tape.
Yep.
He's quick. He can run. He can move. And you want that because there's a lot of bubble screens now. Everybody's trying to get the ball because you play in space so much. Let's just get the ball to the receivers.
Yep.
And the D linemen are going to have to turn and chase. That's what that drill is. A lot of times you see that now. They turn and chase. You're like, whereas before, D line wasn't turning and chasing. They're like, oh, I didn't get the quarterback. Oh, well, he gone. Now you have to turn and chase wide receivers and running backs to catch a little jailbreak and bubble screens. So I'm not surprised, but I would just be leery. Now, his uncle, Eric Metcalf, went to a couple of Pro Bowls with him. Skip, he was special. Now, I don't know if he had this kind of speed, but as far as starting and stopping, no, you couldn't touch this kid. I mean, his uncle was special. Oh, he was special. I mean, they throw it to him, hand it to him. He run back punts and kickoffs and everything. Now, if he had that kind of start-stop and can run like this, oh, yeah, he should be a top 5 pick. But I get it. You know, bloodlines do have a lot to do with it. That's why you see the Mannings, you see the Matthews.
So here's the pick I would be most leery of. The pick of Dwayne Haskins still going 6 to the Giants, I think would be a long-term mistake for the Giants. I don't think it would get them out of the Eli Manning woods that they're stuck in right now.
Where would you think he would go?
I'm with The Athletic. It came to the conclusion last week in its analysis he's a second-round pick. And I believe that. And I watched the whole combine on Saturday. He was maybe just had a bad day because he can't put too much stock in the combine, but he was inaccurate all day. His body language wasn't commanding to me. When Deshaun Watson was at the combine that day, he just took over the quarterback group, and it was clear he's the alpha.
Right.
He's the leader of this group. Oh. And I didn't see it from Dwayne. I like the numbers he put up.
Well, maybe he's a quiet leader.
Okay, maybe he is. I don't know. But then I watched 3 of his receivers, Paris Campbell and McLaurin and Johnny Dixon, that they just blazed. They're 4-3, 4-3, 4-4-1. And I'm thinking, wow, he's got that much firepower at receiver. And then
that's why he had 50 touchdown passes, right? That's why he had 4,800 yards, Skip.
And the problem the Athletic had with him, he threw so many underneath passes that turned into big plays.
Right.
A lot of check downs, a lot of underneath routes.
You ain't got no problem with Tom Brady doing that.
Tom Brady can throw it over your head.
You ain't got no problem with Tom Brady throwing all them.
See that pass to Gronk? How
many goal routes he throw to Julian Edelman?
Tom Brady threw for 505 yards in a Super Bowl.
Well, we're not talking
the all-time record.
He did all that. Yeah. Tom Brady is all-time great. He's historically good. I'm just asking you a simple question, Skip. You have no problem with him fishing around the edges.
Well, fishing around, but he can throw it over your head, too.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins didn't throw no bombs?
I'm sure he threw something to Paris Campbell. I hope he did.
Yeah.
Paris Campbell ran 4.31.
It's hard for me to believe that all 50 touchdowns came on short routes and the receiver broke tackle and got into the end zone.
And The Athletic also concluded that he struggles a little bit when he gets any pressure in the pocket, because I don't think he got a lot of pressure.
What quarterback didn't get pressure? You remember in Denver when Tom Brady got pressure, how'd he look, Skip? And 2 years before that, how'd he look, Skip? What quarterback doesn't struggle when somebody putting a helmet up under their chin?
Alabama tried to put the heat on Kyler, but boy, he just
got it. Quinny Williams. Yeah. He put him in that rear naked choke. Had his helmet twisted.
How did Kyler do all that damage to Nick Saban's defense without Hollywood Brown?
What damage?
Didn't have him.
What damage?
What damage?
Yeah. You talking about that damage in the second half? When the game was out of reach?
Did some damage.
Oh, you did a lot of damage.
28-0.
Shannon.
Before you knew it, Jim.
That's your team.
28-0.
Okay, will LeBron officially become the GOAT tonight? Officially.